there's a California State Assembly member by the name of Alex Lee, obviously a Democrat here, who has proposed a bill that actually failed in the California State Senate 3 years ago now. 3 years ago in 2020, but this bill has been revamped, reworded, and reintroduced. The purpose of this bill is to implement a wealth tax, a statewide wealth tax in California. Now, you might be familiar with the idea of a wealth tax from Elizabeth Warren when she's like, just 2 cents. This is much worse than that. This is much worse than that. First of all, Elizabeth Warren's idea of a wealth tax is unconstitutional. The government cannot tax you just because you have something. They cannot tax you just for sitting here. The federal government, or even state governments, but the federal government specifically, as it pertains to Elizabeth Warren's wealth tax, they're not allowed to tax you unless it's on a particular action, unless you are buying something, unless you are selling something, unless you are gifting something, unless you have died and it's an inheritance. It has to be some sort of active, action in order for the tax to be constitutional. A wealth tax, which is just the government spying on your bank account, seeing how much money you have and deciding that they have a right to steal some of that money, is not constitutional. It's illegal. It cannot be done within the bounds of the law. That's Elizabeth Warren's version. The California version is much worse. This would destroy California, just immediately destroy California. This is what it is. It would impose a 1.5% annual tax on anyone whose worldwide net worth is $1 billion. Now, that sounds like a ton of money that you might be thinking, okay, a billionaire, I don't believe in this, but how much is that really going to hurt them? Well, a couple of things here. First of all, there is already a plan to move that number, $1 billion, all the way down to just 50 million. 50 million is a lot of money, but 50 million is also not as much money as $1 billion. And if they're already planning in the space of just 1 or 2 years to shift from 1 billion to 50 million, you bet they're going to shift it all the way down till it's touching all of us. Till if you are richer than the left thinks you should be, then you will be taxed here. So a couple things. What I mean by that is, what is the limiting principle? They're not putting any limiting principle on this. And so of course it's going to touch us. But then the definition of worldwide net worth, what does that mean? It actually does not mean how much money you just have sitting in a bank account. It's not the amount, it's not the amount of liquid cash that you have access to. It includes, and this is from the bill itself, diverse holdings like farm assets, collectibles, stocks, hedge fund interests, crazy stuff, arts, other collectibles, anything that you own that is valuable, you will have to inventory. And if the inventory reaches a certain threshold, then the government's going to say, actually, we get part of that. Some of that art you have to hand over to us. And this is how much it would end up being worth. So a 1.5% tax on annual net worth of $1 billion, that's $15 million every single year. Just because you have that amount of money. That's not an income tax. You're not earning that amount of money every year. Just for having it. And all of these assets, even if they're outside of California. So if you own art in a completely different country, European art, maybe you own a vineyard in Italy, you might have to pay a wealth tax on it in the state of California. $15 million per year if you have $1 billion. But then, 2 years later, after this is implemented, the window from $1 billion moves all the way down to $50 million. If you happen to own anything that is worth $50 million, then you will have to pay a 1% annual tax on that. That is $500,000 per year that you will owe if you have $50 million. $500,000 penalized. You will have to hand this over to the IRS, or hand this over to the California state, I should say, if you have $50 million. Now, as if this is not bad enough, this tax will follow you even if you leave the state of California. What I mean by that is, this is not just an exit tax, by the way. An exit tax says, if you move away from California, then you pay a penalty. That's arguably illegal. California has tried to implement that. That's not what this is. What this is is a lot of people who have a net worth of $50 million, it's not a bank account that says $50 million. In fact, most people who have a net worth of $50 million do not have access to $50 million in liquid cash. And it's not even easy to access that. It's not a matter of, oh, let me quickly sell some stock. And so what the California state government says is that if you do not have easy access to the liquid cash that matches your net worth that we want to tax, then even if you move out of California, you will have to pay us on an ongoing basis as you have liquid cash, as you get access to more liquid cash, you will have to pay us a percentage of that liquid cash to pay off the tax that we tried to hit you with when you were in California for an indefinite amount of time until you've paid off the amount that California says that is their standard.